Hey, what's up, YouTube? Y'all know who this is. This is King Monyay. And I am the leader and the director of my destiny, and I believe I will succeed. And therefore I do. I wish to inspire those who forget at times how great they are. And so I want to talk about why I do this. I do this so that we can all become more conscious. We can all become aware. I do believe that awareness, it all begins with awareness. And awareness is the entrance to your liberation. And until one can come to the reality of his or her condition, there can be no intervention. There can be no rescue, and there can be no escape. You stuck, man, until you can become even aware of your situation and your condition. A lot of slaves stayed in slavery because they didn't even know they were slaves. And in that same sense, until a prisoner views his incarceration as oppression, he or she will begin to live oblivious and partake in the frivolous groups and activities that it may offer. Until the prisoner becomes aware that showering with another man is not only dehumanizing, but also oppressive. Unless you enjoy showering with a man. And hey, until the prisoner becomes aware that anytime you are ordered to remove your clothes, to be strip searched for contraband, that this is oppression. And anytime you are mandated to participate or attend in a group, go to school, or go to that job and work for 8 cents in the kitchen, that this is oppression and that it must never become normalized. Every time the oppression occurs, it must offend you and outrage you as though this is the first time you have ever experienced this treatment. Sadly, for many inmates, they become far too lax. They become institutionalized, and they begin to accept the conditions of prison as normal. They began to accept the treatment of officers as normal, and they lose hope. The fight begins and the fight ends because the fight has become futile. The anger diminishes and the resistance dies. Once the resistance dies, far too many have willingly and unwillingly become tools of oppression by assisting the man. See, once the inmates, they begin seeking the approval and recognition from the man, they become willing to do and say anything to demonstrate a change in behavior and mentality. They become nothing but some dancing coons. That's right, some Uncle Toms. They become willing to do and say anything to demonstrate a change in their behavior and mentality. And when these men begin acting the part just to go home, what they really are doing is condoning a system of racism, giving your approval that it worked to fix them. The different ways that a prisoner responds to being incarcerated and facing that daily oppression, there's different ways, you see. And it depends on these 3 factors of how a person will respond. Number 1, awareness, cultural values, and then will they submit or resist? Anytime you place a person in a hostile environment, he or she will either adapt or reform, right? The ways a person adapts and or changes is dependent on their ability to fully understand what is going on in the environment and how it affects them. Some of these people are prisoners, some of us, when I was in prison, some of the prisoners didn't even understand what was going on. And I'm not shaming, I'm saying that's helped them tolerate it. Some of us out here are not fully aware of our environment and what's going on and how it's affecting us. One of the tactics used by the prison officials is to offer activities to divert a prisoner's mind, to divert the prisoner's attention from incarceration. So usually They give you recreational activities such as unlimited yard to exercise or play all damn day. Another tactic is the overwhelming support of Christian reading material, Christian groups, and ultimately Christian beliefs to condition the mind to not only submit to God, but also to submit to those in authority. Hence, the prison officials, they gain an entrance to a fragile mind. Those incarcerated already are dealing with loss of freedom, loss of family, loss of friends, some of them loss of respect, loss of self-respect, and most of all, a loss of vision. Sometimes they can't figure it out. They done lost everything, can't figure out which way they're going. And for some, prison is nothing but a hopeless, helpless situation. It doesn't end during sentencing, but it becomes a daily condition one must learn to overcome. How did this happen? How can I make it through this place is a question they always tend to ask themselves. That was something I dealt with. How am I going to do this damn time? The solution is this: either adapt to the environment, adapt to the environment, or reform your thinking. And the emphasis in prison, it seems to be on rehabilitation. And first, one must learn to accept responsibility for their actions and circumstances. One must focus on self and ignore outside factors that contribute to one's misfortune. One is encouraged to forgive and forget. All the while, the real oppression is only beginning, yet we become unaware. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the condition of the fellow man that's doing time in prison. Ever thought about what it's like? How did I make it out? What was I doing? I tell you, all day they offer yard. The yard's open at 8:30 in the morning. What I mean yard, the gates open, go out to the yard like a big ass recess. Grown ass men working out all damn day. Too much of anything is unhealthy, excessive. Okay? So you can work out, get in shape, but damn it, that's enough push-ups, and damn it, that's enough pulling up on the bars, and damn it, that's enough of them burpees. You know, what the fuck are we doing in this big-ass gay bar? That's what it is, it's a gay bar, a bunch of dicks. What are we doing here? And then sometimes I would sit there and chop it up with the homies just like that. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? What is this? We sit here on this table all damn day? And so, no, I had to reform my thinking. I chose that route. I said, nah, I got to do something. I'm not going to waste my time like this, man. I'm not going to sit out here in this hot-ass sun talking about these stories about what we did and what type of broad we used to fuck on. And what type we going to fuck on when we get out there and all. So I began to look for different outlets, and I discovered the law library. I discovered reading and books. I discovered those who were exercising their mind as well as their body. And I began to hang with those type of individuals. I sit here at nighttime sometimes with that same fire, that same urgency. I will succeed. I believe I will succeed. And so therefore I do. See what I'm saying? That's right, because this is King Monyay. And I am the leader and director of my destiny. I believe I will succeed, and therefore I do. And I wish to inspire those who forget and sometimes tend to forget how great they are. I want you to click the like button, click the subscribe, and go ahead and become part of the Monyay tribe. I'm doing great things, and you can be a part of this right now.